Howdy, friends and family. All 6.5 plus billion of you and all of your multidimensional glory. Um, you know, I would say that I'm not clear on what my goal here is in making this statement, but I just want people to be secure within themselves. And that's something that I myself have struggled with for a long time, being comfortable with who I am, this character that I find myself playing in the world. Um, so there's all kinds of dialogue out there, talk of, well, we'll just put it, things to worry about, which there's really nothing to worry about, simply because the forces of light have overtaken the forces of darkness, and that's that. There's simply nothing factual to worry about. Now there are problems that need solutions issued, and those solutions to actively be pursued co-creatively. So there's a long list of things that we could say is a problem. Now, when it comes to war is a result of man's inability or lack of ability to communicate. When we communicate, we find terms that we can all concur on. And when we have terms that we can concur on, we can move forward with putting practical solutions in their little minute parts on the ground, solid bedrock, and build upon them. There's no sense in things that actually work crumbling or letting them crumble. It makes more sense to build upon them if they are built on well-rounded tradition and they don't do damage in the public sector or private sector for that matter. This whole country was built on many different and highly unique characteristics of individuals, people, but also identities of towns, counties, cities, states, and of course the national identity, which we're going to have to sidestep the whole conversation about suppressed and hidden history until that's all come out and is pretty clear under the sun. So, St. Louis is America's first kindergarten, known as the Gateway to the West. Baltimore, Star-Spangled Banner was written there. During the Battle of Baltimore in the War of 1812. New Orleans, home and the birthplace of jazz. Detroit, known as Motor City, birthplace of R&B with the Motown melodies. Cleveland, known as the City of Cooperation, and also for their great feats of transportation networks, railroads and boating, amongst other things. Going back to Detroit, Detroit wasn't known as Motor City just for, you know, automobile motors. It was a vast complex for ships being developed, and a lot of steel work and architecture, of course. But Newark, I don't know how you guys pronounce it out there. It's been around since the same year of the Sedekavy Trust Act of 1666. Was once rife with idealists that had great potential. Chicago is also known for their architecture and organized men with broad shoulders. Philadelphia, literally the birthplace of this nation, with the Benjamin Franklin Hub for the authorization of contract / the Federal Postal Court, Federal Post Office, was connected to the territory of the Canada. Was also the home of Independence Hall, and we all know what went down there. Doing my best here to paint a certain picture. The name of Philadelphia means the city of him who loves his brother. Moving onward. Milwaukee, after a fire in 1892, where 2,000 people were left homeless, it became known for its sewer socialists, aka constructive socialism. Also, the master lock was created there. There are a lot of things that were created in all of these different towns, like Pittsburgh was the world's first theater and home of the banana split. And the Ferris wheel. It also is known for the abundance of the earth's gifts, her gifts, called natural sources or resources. Now, Portland, we'll just say Oregon, the end of the Oregon Trail. This expedition that two men, one named Lewis, one named Clark, took this narrative that we've been given of, the exploration of this continent. I wonder if this place is called Turtle Island because how long it takes us to get the bigger picture. So, Portland, when we got here, it was known as the Clearing. I don't think I have enough time here to get this point out. Maybe I do. Okay, anyway. So, it was known as the Clearing, also known as Stumptown, because of all of the trees that were cleared and the scar left on the earth. While it was tended to be the City of Light, or a City of Light. All of these cities I've mentioned have come a very long way in their own specific ways, their own unique ways. And they've also, in their own ways, been faced with many challenges, struggles. A lot of them still struggling to this day. This struggle, I think, is sourced simply out of the spirit of addiction. And, well, you know, it's something that everyone in their lifetime has to go through. You know, wrestling with vices, bringing them to a point of either balance or swapping them out for better habits. Now, Portland is in a very, very crisis-like state with respect to addiction treatment. I think it's better to focus on what there is to be grateful for rather than the lack of, say, like wraparound treatment process, follow up, uh, and actually, well, getting to what is good to focus on. We have a number of people working nonprofit programs out here to do just that, to fill that gap of wraparound process, to actually support people and have genuine, full level, heart to heart connection while they go through the journey of, I guess, reconnecting with themselves and finding themselves. Because addiction, it really does take one away from the authenticness of one's own being. We all have a dualism within us, polarity. We have this night side on your right, your light side on your left, as I've heard it said by someone whose name I won't mention. But sometimes neither our light side or our night side can call us out and tell us the things that we need to hear so that we can actually step into truth and live in it. But that all being said, there's models that have been built that work, specifically with respect to addiction and just behavioral patterns in that sort of direction. And if these models work, well, where no model exists that functions in a way that's either efficient or functions at all, the models that work simply are invited to expand, to come work their labor of love for a greater good. I think that's all I got for today. Thanks for the time, and till next time, further gratitude. It's hard getting out here, you just do your best.